Hello! So I was kind of just sitting here and I was just thinking of this topic about Crohn's and colitis, and when you have accidents or when you can't control it or you're just in a really bad state. Nobody likes to talk about this, but you know, it's kind of just reality. Oh, where do I begin? I don't even know. See, it's even hard for me. I remember the first time I actually couldn't make it to the bathroom. I was in a hospital setting, and granted, that's not that bad, but your vanity and things that affect you and your confidence, that is still huge. You don't, whether they're nurses or not, you don't want nobody to see you in that sort of state, in that condition. And I remember just being so mortified, like, is this really just happening? For those of you who have had accidents or have had those circumstances, you know exactly how that moment feels. Like, you're panicked and you're sweating and you're like, oh my god, where's the bathroom? And then that moment where you can't hold it anymore, you basically just want to like shrivel up in yourself and like, I can't believe that just happened. And the reason why this illness can be so difficult is because society shames anything that is not acceptable and normal and average, and kind of how they want everything to be on display. And people get uncomfortable with this type of topic. There's some people who can't even say the word fart. They're like, oh, it was a fluff, or I don't know, they just come up with other words for a thing, bodily functions, because they're just like, oh, I can't say that, I can't talk about that. And in actuality, we have to, as a society, get more comfortable talking about this, because if you look around to everybody's diet and everybody's habits, I highly doubt IBS and IBD rates are going to go down. We eat so much shit that everybody at some point is going to have to deal with gut issues if they don't already. So I've had other circumstances where I was going to school, I was in school, I was in a store, I was downtown, walking my son to school, and like, I've had those moments where like I had to go to the bathroom, and you really just, in those moments, it's so frustrating to know you don't have control over your body. And it's so shameful in a lot of ways, but you should not be ashamed, because we're all human and we didn't ask for this. You didn't ask for this illness. You didn't choose to do it. You didn't choose to have these embarrassing, gross things with your body go wrong. And even in that is strength. Obviously, to this day, I would still get embarrassed if I had an accident or if I couldn't hold it. It's just our human nature to feel that. What we tell ourselves afterwards is what's the most important thing. What is your self-talk, and what are you saying to yourself in your mind and in your heart? What are you believing of yourself? Are you letting this accident or these bodily functions control who you are and who you believe yourself to be? Or are you letting it go and accepting the fact that yes, this did just happen. Fuck, it is just terrible and I hate it, but I am not going to let it dictate who I am or how I feel about myself. Because honestly, in those moments, let yourself cry, let yourself be mad, let yourself feel whatever you need to feel to deal with that sort of circumstance. But once it's over and done with, let it go and really just remind yourself of who you are, what you love, and what's going to keep you going. And it takes some practice, I know. I know it takes a while to really get over those humps. But day by day, you'll really start to notice your confidence changes and how things affects you changes. You'll realize these things don't sink so deep down into like your soul and your heart as they used to, and it will become easier to just allow yourself to be like, okay, it happened, and I'll move on from that. So, stay strong, believe in yourself, and as weird and as gross as it feels, you're amazing, you're beautiful and handsome, and you can still be who you want to be even though we can't control all the aspects of our illness. If you're comfortable, open up that dialogue with people who are close to you, because I've had friends close to me have to see me in the worst ways, and obviously my family has had to see me in really interesting circumstances and positions, and obviously your partners are going to see this stuff. They're going to see you not in 100% healthy condition, and just let them know what's good for you, whether you're open to talking about it or if you have kind of like a code word, or whether it's like a nod, like, yep, I dealt with it, it's done, no talking about it. I prefer to talk about it, not in detail obviously, but just to let the person know, like, I wasn't all freaking out at you, it was me in that moment, it had nothing to do with you, and I apologize if I hurt your feelings, or yeah, God bless, don't stress, keep your head up, and just don't let it get you down.